the nature of the content has changed, the channels themselves have expanded, it's gotten more complicated. What's inside of their website or on page is very, very important. A lot of people will just set up their Google Maps listing, but just leave it there and never, touch it. And that's sort of tragic.
Today, we're diving into the essential world of digital marketing, from web design and SEO to targeted advertising.
So the faster you can tackle that one and the less afraid you are of trying things, you're walking a tightrope blindfolded when you're starting a business. And you really need to just take those first steps. We're integrating AI into our search engine optimization process, our content creation process, and it removes a lot of barriers and takes care of the whole top layer of the sales funnel.
Hi everyone, this is Maheen and welcome to the CanadianSME Small Business Podcast, where we explore the strategic insights and innovative approaches empowering Canadian entrepreneurs to conquer the digital landscape. Now today, we're diving into the essential world of digital marketing, from web design and SEO to targeted advertising. Because in today's competitive marketplace, enhancing your online presence and achieving measurable growth requires combining technical expertise with creative vision. Our guest has been a driving force in this industry for nearly 2 decades. Joining us today is Andreas Deligeorge, the founder of Omnivision Design, a prominent figure in Montreal's digital marketing scene. Andreas specializes in web design, SEO, and Google Ads, and his commitment to innovation and strategic thinking has positioned him as a trusted leader in helping businesses achieve their financial goals online. Today, we'll discuss lots, including the evolution of digital marketing, demystify SEO to help businesses rank higher, explore must-do tips for boosting new client growth, reflect on the entrepreneurial journey's early challenges, and look at the future of digital marketing innovation. So without further ado, let's welcome our guest, Andreas. Andreas, we're very pleased to have you on the show today. How are you?
Good. The drive wasn't so bad, but I figured I'd come out here and say hello. You guys seem very interesting.
It's very much possible that it turns out to be a much more engaging session than we do host virtually online. But Andreas, great to have you with us. And as I mentioned in my intro as well, with nearly 2 decades of experience, you've witnessed significant transformations in digital marketing. Let's start with your perspective on this particular evolution. Please tell us, how have web design, SEO, and Google Ads evolved since 2005, and what role do AI and automation play in modern marketing? What trends should businesses prepare for?
It's a great question. So how has it evolved? I would say that it's evolved mainly in the way that it's gotten more complicated and expansive. In other words, Google Ads was once found only on the right-hand side of a desktop computer, whereas now you have their whole ad network, and you have YouTube, which has become an extension of the Google search engine, and is the number 2 search engine out there, and their full display network. So now the types of ads that are being featured are even different. You have image ads, you have video ads. So the nature of the content has changed. The channels themselves have expanded. It's gotten more complicated. And that goes for pretty much every single one of those channels, whether we're talking about websites where there was a pre-mobile era, then it went from desktop sites to mobile to responsive. So now we have to prepare websites for all the different browsers, all the different devices. It's just gotten, because of the massive development of technology, we've just had to sort of keep on board this sort of freight train of technology. And so that's the main change that I've seen since 2005. And actually in 2005, when I registered my business, I don't even think internet marketing or Google or any of that was written in my business registration. It was written like flyer design, print design. So it was really archaic, and there was this sort of uncertain moment of whether web was going to take off or print was going to take off. And clearly, looking at the web, I saw the opportunity and I went for it. So I was an early stage web person, I guess you could say.
Got it. That's a vital overview, Andreas. And it's clear that continuous adaptation and understanding technological shifts, they're very crucial for marketing success. Now let's zoom in on a powerful tactic, which is search engine optimization, or SEO as we know it. And as many small businesses, they achieve a prominent ranking on Google, and it can seem like a mysterious, complex challenge. Can you explain the basics of SEO, including on-page, off-page, and technical SEO, and how can Canadian businesses leverage keyword research and local SEO to improve their Google rankings?
It's a great question. And I think the fundamentals that any business owner should know is that what's inside of their website or on page is very, very important. That's 50% of the weight of Google's algorithm. And then the other 50% happens outside the website. So there's something called trust flow and citation flow, which is the amount of times that your brand exists out there on the internet, period. So getting your brand name on different websites, getting links pointing to your website from other websites externally would be part of the off-page component. And both need equal amounts of attention if you really want to be able to rank according to the various different parts of Google's algorithm. And so that's an idea of on-page versus off-page. So, metadata content would be on-page, off-page would be backlinks, social signals, getting links from social media, remaining active on social media, getting links from any publication that has a good online reputation as far as their website is concerned would be a valuable thing to do for your website. Of course, producing regular content and expanding your website's footprint in the form of blog posts or other service pages you're adding is always good as well. Now, as far as Google Maps, that's a whole other beast. That's something that you would need to take more of an iterative process as well, a regular process to optimize and check sort of the data, what's happening, make changes. A lot of people will just set up their Google Maps listing, but just leave it there and never, touch it. And that's sort of tragic because it's one of the fastest to react marketing channels out there. When you make a change on Google Maps, it is effective immediately in the front end of results within a few minutes. And then you can get performance boosts much, much faster than, let's say, a full-on SEO strategy. And then, of course, there's all the other channels that, social media, each one I could speak about for too long. So we'll just cut it here and say each one needs appropriate attention, but you need to figure out where your audience is.
That's incredibly valuable and practical advice, Andreas. And you've broken down a complex topic into actionable strategies for our audience. So thank you for that. Listeners, if you are looking to boost online visibility and rank higher on Google and get more clients, then learn from Andreas Deligeorge, the founder of Omnivision Design, about creating essential SEO strategies, must-do marketing tips, and how to conquer the digital landscape. Let's continue our conversation with Andreas. Now let's discuss actionable tips that every small business can use to boost new client growth. Because Andreas, every small business owner is looking for practical ways to acquire new clients and accelerate their growth. What are the top tips for small businesses to boost client growth, including using Google Maps, LinkedIn, clear CTAs, and choosing the right marketing channels?
Okay, so the top tips are to spend a good amount of time initially understanding your customer, KYC. Know your customer. Once you have a good idea of who your customer is, where they spend time, and what's important to them, then you can sort of tailor your service offering, getting feedback relatively quickly so you can adapt your service offering. This is actually an Elon Musk tip who suggests improving your feedback loop, getting feedback as quickly as possible. There's also the saying, fail fast. So the quicker you can do something to see if it does or doesn't work, the quicker you can then move on to something else. And so that's sort of one of the ways that you can sort of isolate the channels that are most important for your business. You also have to take into account your business type. So if you're business to consumer, your channels are going to look very different than if you're business to business. And, it can vary also from one industry to the next.
Got it. Those are incredibly practical and actionable strategies, Andrew. So thank you for sharing that. And it's clear that applying these core principles can yield significant results for our SMEs. We'll take a short break, but don't go anywhere. More insights from Andreas on the entrepreneurial journey are coming up next.
Hey, you think you know UPS? Yeah, that's us. Everybody knows that. You know what you didn't know? Okay, try to keep up. Ocean, us. Ground, rail, air, so us. Guess who? Us. Customs cleared, borders cleared, done. Us. You still with me? Wait for it. Boom. Us. Intelligent, automated, fulfillment. Us. Yep. Healthcare too. Digital your thing? Yeah. Well, book it, ship it, track it. You feeling me yet? Yep. That's all us. That's all UPS.
Welcome back, everyone. Let's jump right in and hear about Andreas's personal journey of building Omnivision Design and overcoming the early challenges of entrepreneurship. Now let's delve into the personal journey of entrepreneurship and overcoming early challenges, because Andreas, you've built Omnivision Design from the ground up, and that journey, like any entrepreneurial path, surely came with its own set of hurdles. Please share with us, what was your biggest challenge when launching Omnivision Design, and how did you overcome hurdles like the lack of reviews to build trust and establish your firm?
So the biggest challenge when starting any company, I would think, is, and it's been mine as well, is just getting the ball rolling, getting that first project under your belt, the first proof of concept, if you will. So the faster you can tackle that one and the less afraid you are of trying things, just jump into the pool. You're going to do something not optimally the first time, no matter what. You're going to find out you'll do better the second round, but you want to just be able to test, try, do, get feedback, get that testimonial from the customer, and be able to move forward and duplicate that, and then package that in the form of a service offering. So analysis paralysis and just having ideas but not doing. You got to overcome that. I have a client right now. He's starting a heart health business. Mm-hmm. It's taken him 3 months to give me his LinkedIn bio because he's just so back and forth about it and can't make a decision. So really, you're walking a tightrope blindfolded when you're starting a business, and you really need to just take those first steps, no matter how scary it is. And you can incentivize, getting that first client under your belt. You can give them, a lower price based on your level of experience. So that gets you in the door faster. You can add a few freebies. There's so many ways that you can just get that first job, and you'll have more confidence once you tackle that. You'll have more confidence after the second one. So that would be my number one tip, is just get the ball rolling. I know so many people who are just waiting, and they have ideas and they have plans, but actions are what was going to get you there at the end of the day.
That's a very honest and relatable insights, Andreas, and it truly highlights the grit and determination that is required to succeed in the early stages of entrepreneurship. Finally, let's look at the future of digital marketing and your vision for Omnivision Design, Andreas, because your commitment to innovation has been a constant throughout your career in digital marketing. Please share with us, what exciting innovations is Omnivision Design exploring, like LinkedIn B2B and AI portraits, and how do you see digital marketing evolving to help businesses achieve their financial goals?
Great question. So for us, what we're doing right now is we're integrating AI into our search engine optimization process, our content creation process, our social media, while maintaining fundamental marketing principles. We're not just button pushers. We're still keeping in line with the marketing fundamentals and putting out things that will appeal to our target audiences for each and every one of our clients. So we're integrating AI there. We're also integrating it on the business to business LinkedIn marketing component. So now we have a new solution with a platform that integrates with LinkedIn. And so we're able to very, very laser target anybody's audience that they would want to target based on a few key criteria, such as job title, years of experience, and industry and location, of course. But it's a very interesting sort of automated messaging solution, and it removes a lot of barriers and takes care of the whole top layer of the sales funnel, so that you as the business owner have a fresh set regularly in front of you of targeted prospects that you can just directly communicate with. So it just removes that whole barrier, opens everything up, and just grabs exactly the customer that you're looking for. So that's amazing. Now, as far as content creation, we have AI portraits, and we even have, as of this week, very new out the Omnivision Design oven, is 2D AI generated animations, which we're now packaging and preparing our own service offering on our website, along with all our other packages, which are on our website as well. So these are things to look forward to. Now, in the future, I do suspect a big part of marketing is going to start to be real world marketing. In other words, augmented reality. You put on your glasses, you see something, you want to know about it, you push the button, it tells you already predetermined information. You want to go further, there's something you can tap. So there's going to be a lot of real world AI implications. I've also seen certain clients that use, in certain industries like dentistry, certain platforms to do analysis and things like that. Now, I think there is a misconception about AI in that some people view AI, just the word, as somewhat of a solution, whereas really it has to be a good fit for the company. I've seen many companies integrate technology, whether it's a CRM or an AI-based analytical tool that has sort of problems, and then they'll roll back to whatever they had before that.
Right.
So it's not always directly a solution, but it can be part of a solution. And in our case, even for content creation, we don't rely 100% on that. We still have a full-time writer that manages and works with all the technology.
That's an inspiring vision, Andreas, and really showcasing Omnivision Design's commitment to staying at the forefront of digital marketing innovation. Now, this has been an overall amazing conversation with you. Really, what you're doing through your platform is clearly poised to continue leading the way in helping businesses navigate the evolving digital marketing landscape. As we wrap up now, Andreas, what is that key advice you'd give Canadian SMEs about enhancing their online presence and achieving measurable growth?
Retain your customers is number one to measurable growth, because if you get a new customer but you get them for a day or a month, it's very different than if you get a new customer and you keep them for 15 years. So I can pull out of my hat X amount of customers that have been with me for that long, which is cool because it tells me that we're doing something right, but it's equally cool because I can show that to a new customer and put them on the phone with somebody who I've taken either from 0 to 100 or from 50 to 100 or from 90 to 100, whatever the level that they're starting at is. So another tip would be do your best and you'll have no regrets. This is actually from my grandmother. But essentially, when you're in the game of marketing, you're doing an Olympic effort. You're training for the Olympics. So whatever you're doing has to be regular and consistent. So whatever quantity of whatever channel you decide to settle in on and do needs to be maintained. A lot of people have this idea that, technology or AI or stuff is just supposed to happen right away, but there's always a learning curve. Like, to get the message that we're sending out today on LinkedIn, it looks completely different than the one that we started off with, and it's an iterative process. You have to go back, look at the data, really understand your customer, know your customer, retain your customer, and then choose the appropriate channels based on that.
That's a powerful and a very actionable message, Andreas. Thank you so much for that. And for being on the show. It was a great pleasure having you. You share your vision and your expertise with us. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much.
And that was an insightful conversation with Andreas Deligeorge, the founder of Omnivision Design, on the evolution of digital marketing, demystifying SEO, providing must-do tips for client growth, his entrepreneurial journey, and the future of digital marketing innovation. Again, thank you so much for tuning into the podcast. We really appreciate your continued support. Please be sure to subscribe to our podcast for more expert insights and resources that can help your business thrive. You can also visit our website, CanadianSME.ca, for valuable information and tools. A special shout out before we leave to our partners, RBC, UPS, Avon Global College, ADP, and Google, for their ongoing commitment to empowering small businesses in Canada. Until next time, please keep innovating and striving for success. We'll see you in the next episode.